Good morning, everybody. So where am I headed to today? Well, Terry told me about a cute town up north of here called Port Gamble. And it's supposed to be a very well-preserved little lumber mill town. And I did a little research. It is quite old. It dates back to when Washington was not Washington yet. It was the Oregon Territory. And a man from the East Coast, I believe his name was Pope, or his last name was Pope, he came and founded Pope's Puget Lumber Mill, something like that. And they needed wood to continue to build California. And at that time, because of the gold rush in California, the population was booming and the economy was also booming. So they needed the wood to build the homes and businesses and all of that stuff. So they built it way up here because of all the natural resources and the proximity to the water and the natural port. So they were having a hard time finding enough workers to keep this company going. So they recruited families from Maine to come and work there and live there. Because the families felt quite homesick for New England, they constructed homes and businesses to look a lot like what they looked like at the time in New England. So that's one of the things that makes this town very unique. I believe it was the longest running lumber mill in this country, like 150 years or something like that, and no longer in business now. But they keep their little community going mostly by tourism, because of the proximity to Bremerton, which is a big town, and it's not too far from Seattle either. It's a popular place to take a day trip, and maybe even a weekend. They have bed and breakfasts there, and old-fashioned general store, and restaurants, and museum, quite a few things. So I'm excited to check it out, and here we go. Straight out in that direction is the Strait of Juan de Fuca. Did I get that right? And that leads to the Pacific Ocean. And yes, you do hear Bee Gees playing. There's a wedding party going on right over here. So this town has lots of historic buildings. This one is the post office / community center. The post office / community center has a beautiful garden, and it has an amazing collection of dahlias. I would say hundreds probably, and some of them are nearly as big as my head. Well, not really, but they're big. Look at the color in these. They look like velvet. And these are huge. Gigantic. Such healthy, beautiful plants. Somebody takes a lot of care of these. The colors are so vibrant. You know, each one is more spectacular than the last. Probably the most beautiful selection of dahlias I've ever seen. It's gorgeous. Good job, Port Gamble, and the community center / post office. This is another almost impossibly cute town, Port Gamble. It was so nicely preserved, everything. Seems like they didn't tear a single building down or alter anything. These are weaving studios here. Can you see the little neon sheep in the window? You can come here and weave and make fabric art. And that squirrel right there, I think he has a chicken bone. That is a large bone, little squirrel. He's an oddly colored squirrel too. Not what I'm used to. We have black squirrels in Chicago, but they're completely black. He's black and brown. I've never seen one like this. So I'm a little too late to go into the historic museum. They close at 5 o'clock on Sundays. Still gotta take a peek though. This massive thing is a steam pump, a steam-driven water pump. It was used in Port Gamble sawmill from 1913 until 1974. It supplies high-pressure water to all the plant and town site fire hydrants. Cool. This elm tree is a state champion. It is 7 feet around the base, 20 feet tall, 27 feet around at the crown, and it's beautiful. Oh, and it was planted in 1875. Pretty incredible. So autumn has officially come to northwestern Washington. Look at that tree, it's turning. Fall's coming. And it's not just that tree. A lot of trees here are turning. What a cute little town, and I had a lot of fun exploring it. Thank you for coming along, and I'll see you down the road.